Have you ever wondered how to truly embrace the later years of life with peace and fulfillment? As we age, life becomes more than just a series of routines. It's a chance to find clarity, embrace new opportunities, and let go of the burdens that have weighed us down. But how do we navigate this stage with wisdom and strength? In this video, we'll explore 9 powerful, yet harsh truths that every elderly person needs to hear, whether you're already in your later years or preparing for the future. These insights are more than just tips. They're empowering guidelines to live with dignity, joy, and freedom, regardless of the challenges aging might bring. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to trust wisely, stop living for others, and finally invest in the relationships that truly matter. You'll understand why it's time to stop waiting for recognition and why it's never too late to change. Plus, we'll show you how to distance yourself from toxic relationships, reclaim your happiness, and embrace gratitude in even the smallest moments. Stay with us until the end to discover how these truths can transform the years ahead into some of the most fulfilling of your life. Don't miss out on the valuable lessons that can help you live fully and unapologetically. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. 1. Trust wisely and protect your peace. As we navigate the intricate journey of life, trust stands as the pillar upon which our relationships are built. But with time, trust takes on an even deeper, more delicate meaning. In the later chapters of life, it transcends being merely a bond between friends or family. It evolves into an irreplaceable shield, safeguarding your emotional and mental well-being. As the years unfold, the desire for deep, meaningful connections intensifies, yet with this yearning comes an undeniable truth. The risk of encountering individuals whose intentions do not align with your well-being also grows. Loneliness, a silent and insidious companion, often creeps into this stage of life, whispering temptations that any company is better than none at all. You may find yourself aching for companionship, for a kindred spirit with whom to share your thoughts, to fill the quiet, sometimes heavy spaces of your days. This longing is natural, a part of the human condition, yet it also makes you vulnerable. When the heart yearns for connection, it is all too easy to overlook the subtle signs of those who may not have your best interests at heart. Not everyone who enters your life brings the warmth of genuine affection. Some see your kindness, your openness, not as a gift to be nurtured, but as an opportunity to take, to use for their advantage. They sense when you're feeling isolated, when your need for companionship is greater than ever, and they capitalize on that vulnerability. What may appear as a friendly smile, a comforting word, or an unexpected gesture of kindness could be a carefully crafted mask, hiding motives that are anything but pure. Perhaps you've been down this painful road before. A person who appears in your life during your darkest moments, offering support and comfort when you're struggling, only to vanish when the storm clears. They thrive on your vulnerability, relishing the role they play in your sorrow, and then disappear when you no longer need them. They take, emotionally, financially, even energetically, and leave you feeling drained, questioning your worth, and wondering why it's so difficult to find relationships that feel balanced and mutual. It can be heartbreaking to realize that someone has taken advantage of your kindness, but let this truth resonate deeply. It's not a loss of faith in humanity. It's a wake-up call to trust with wisdom, to see beyond the surface, and recognize that not all who smile truly care. Trust is one of the most precious gifts you can offer, and it should never be given away blindly or carelessly. Protecting your peace means listening to your instincts, sharpening your intuition, and closely observing the actions of those around you. True friends, those who genuinely deserve your trust, will never pressure you, manipulate you, or exploit your goodwill. They will respect your boundaries, uplift you without expecting anything in return, and stand by you not because they have something to gain, but because they value you for who you truly are. These are the people who will walk beside you through life's trials, not because they seek to take from you, but because they deeply honor your spirit. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. To trust wisely also means learning the art of setting boundaries. an essential act of self-care and self-respect. Saying no when something doesn't feel right is not selfish. It is an affirmation of your worth. Boundaries are not walls that isolate you from the world, but gates that you control, allowing only those who bring light, love, and positivity into your life. They protect the most sacred parts of you: your peace, your dignity, your sense of self-worth. Imagine, if you will, a life surrounded by people who genuinely care for you, who lift you rather than burden you, who create space for you to thrive and feel safe. Picture the liberation of knowing that the relationships in your life are grounded in mutual respect, trust, and sincerity. This kind of peace, where your heart and soul can rest, is priceless. It is the reward for choosing to trust wisely, to protect your peace with fierce devotion. The years ahead are too precious to be wasted on those who fail to see your value, who drain you rather than nourish you. While the world may not always offer kindness, there are still those out there who will cherish you, who will honor your presence, and who will stand with you through life's joys and challenges. By choosing to trust wisely and by fiercely protecting your peace, you carve out space for these authentic, meaningful connections to flourish. And in doing so, you give not only yourself the gift of deep, lasting relationships, but also offer this precious gift to those who truly love and appreciate you for the incredible person you are. 2. Stop living to please others. For much of our lives, we are ingrained with the belief that our worth is measured by our ability to serve others. We dedicate ourselves to the needs of family, friends, and loved ones, often placing their happiness above our own. In these acts of selflessness, we find purpose and fulfillment, but over time, this noble dedication can subtly turn into a suffocating burden. The years we spent pouring ourselves into the lives of others may leave us feeling drained, unseen, and, at times, completely disconnected from our desires. As you step into the later stages of life, a profound question arises. Have I earned the right to finally care for myself? And the answer, with every fiber of your being, is an unequivocal yes. This stage of life is not about ceaseless sacrifice. It is a powerful invitation to reclaim the time, energy, and love that you have so generously poured out for others. As we age, the pressure to please does not simply fade away. It lingers, often silently, especially from family. There may be unspoken expectations, subtle demands, or even a quiet pull to continue to prioritize everyone else's needs. Your children, your grandchildren, at the expense of your hopes and dreams. You may feel guilty for wanting to focus on your own life, as if loving others means disappearing into the background of their needs. But the truth, however liberating, is this: love does not demand the erasure of yourself. It is not only possible but essential to nurture your relationships while also honoring your own heart's desires. Picture yourself waking up each morning and choosing you. Imagine embracing the passions you once set aside in favor of others, exploring hobbies that bring you joy, or finally stepping into the dreams you've long ignored. This is not selfishness. It is an act of profound self-respect. You have spent a lifetime giving your heart and soul to others. Now, it's time to turn that love inward and give it to the most deserving person, yourself. The people who truly love you, those who have witnessed the countless sacrifices you've made over the years, will not only understand this shift but will champion it. If they struggle with it, know that it's a reflection of their fears or insecurities, not a judgment of their worth. It's time to shed the weight of guilt and fully embrace this next chapter as one of healing, joy, and you. You deserve rest. You deserve fulfillment. You deserve to live your life, not just for others, but for yourself. 3. Distance yourself from toxic relationships. Family is often regarded as the unshakable foundation of our existence, a source of unconditional love, steadfast support, and an unbreakable sense of belonging. But what happens when the very people who are supposed to lift us, guide us, and protect us become the ones who inflict the deepest wounds? It's a harrowing realization, one that many of us struggle to accept, yet it is often the truth we are too afraid to confront. Those we love the most, the ones we trust with our hearts, sometimes end up being the ones who tear us apart, whether through their words, actions, or neglect. Perhaps you know this pain all too well, The child whose disrespect cuts to your core, the sibling whose biting words echo in your mind long after they've been spoken, or the spouse whose indifference leaves you feeling invisible, as though you no longer matter. These are not just ordinary hurts. They are the wounds that go unnoticed, buried beneath layers of guilt, shame, and a sense of duty. Society conditions us to believe that family is sacred, that loyalty to our blood should be unwavering, and that we must endure whatever pain they cause, no matter how deep it cuts. We tell ourselves that it's just part of being family, that we must swallow the hurt and press on because, after all, blood runs thicker than water. But here's the truth we often forget to acknowledge. No relationship, no matter how long-standing, how deeply rooted in history or blood, should come at the cost of our peace, our mental health, or our self-worth. As we grow older, we begin to understand with greater clarity that life is short, and every precious moment is a gift that should not be wasted. Time is fleeting, and every single day spent within the toxic cloud of manipulation, bitterness, or indifference steals a piece of the joy and tranquility we deserve. It is not a betrayal to distance yourself from those who harm you. It is an act of profound self-respect, a declaration that your peace of mind is not negotiable. This isn't about abandoning those you love. It's about choosing to love yourself enough to set boundaries. It's about recognizing that love cannot thrive in an environment where it is suffocated by pain, disrespect, and neglect. Setting boundaries, even when it feels like you're breaking something sacred, is an act of self-preservation. It may feel uncomfortable, it may bring up feelings of guilt or sorrow, but know this: you are not betraying anyone by choosing to protect your heart. Imagine the freedom that comes with stepping away from the constant barrage of negativity, the weight that lifts when you no longer feel obligated to endure the harsh words, the hurtful actions, or the emotional manipulation that leaves you feeling small, unappreciated, and forgotten. By creating space between yourself and those who drain your energy, you open the door to relationships that are not only healthy but life-giving. Relationships that nourish your soul, that honor your worth, and that celebrate the person you are. This isn't an easy decision to make, and it may be accompanied by moments of doubt, sadness, and grief. The very act of letting go can feel like an emotional death. But in those moments, remember this: your happiness matters. Your peace matters. Your mental and emotional well-being are worth protecting, cherishing, and nurturing. The people who truly love you will understand your need for peace, and they will respect your decision to distance yourself from relationships that bring nothing but pain. Those who can't, those who try to guilt you or manipulate you into staying, perhaps were never meant to be in your life's inner circle to begin with. As you move forward, allow yourself the grace to prioritize your own needs, and to release the guilt that has held you captive for so long. Embrace the possibility of a life unburdened by the weight of toxicity, a life filled with joy, compassion, and connection. At this stage of life, time is too precious to waste. You deserve to be surrounded by love that uplifts, respect that empowers, and positivity that fuels your spirit. And above all, you deserve peace. 4. Stop waiting for recognition. There is a quiet, often unnoticed ache that resides deep within the hearts of countless individuals. An ache that comes from the endless yearning for recognition. This ache is born from a lifetime of giving, from the hope that one day, someone will acknowledge the countless sacrifices made in silence. Have you felt this ache? That longing for a sincere thank you, whether from your children, your partner, or anyone you've devoted your time and energy to. Perhaps you've longed for someone to see how often you've put others' needs before your own, how many nights you stayed up late, or how you silently carried burdens for the sake of the ones you love. There's a tenderness to this hope, a glimmer of belief that someday, all that you've given will be met with the gratitude it so deserves. But here's the heartbreaking truth: recognition doesn't always come. It doesn't always come from the people you expect it from. Those closest to you, no matter how deeply they care, can be forgetful, distracted, or so wrapped up in their own lives that they don't even see the depth of your sacrifices. Even the most loving relationships can sometimes blind us to the quiet acts of devotion that happen behind closed doors. And so, you wait. You wait for a sign, a word, a glance that says, "I see you." And while you wait, A sense of being unseen can quietly fester, turning into resentment. The yearning for validation begins to feel like an emotional wound that never fully heals. But I want you to hear this with all of your heart. The value of your sacrifices is not diminished by anyone's failure to recognize them. The love, the countless hours of hard work, the selfless devotion. You gave them not for the applause, not for the recognition, but because it was in your heart to do so. Your contributions may not always be acknowledged, but their impact cannot be erased. The lives you've touched, the comfort you've provided, the small ripples of good that you've created in the world. They are real, they are lasting, and they will never fade, even if they remain unseen by others. Now, imagine a powerful shift. Instead of waiting for someone else to validate your worth, you find that validation within yourself. You pause for a moment, close your eyes, and reflect on all that you have done. All the sacrifices you made, the tough decisions you faced, the times you gave without hesitation, even when it seemed like no one was watching. Acknowledge the sheer courage it took to keep giving, to keep loving, even when it felt as though no one noticed. You deserve to feel pride in those moments. You deserve to honor yourself for acting with love, integrity, and generosity, even in the silence of your own heart. When you release the need for external validation, something incredible happens. You reclaim your peace. You are no longer bound by the disappointment of unmet expectations. You break free from the emotional shackles that come from seeking approval, and instead, you take back control over your happiness. You shift the focus from what others might or might not say to what you know to be true. This shift isn't about diminishing the importance of gratitude. It's about realizing that your worth cannot and should not hinge on someone else's ability to express it. True fulfillment comes from within, from recognizing the fullness of your spirit and the impact of your own heart. Can you imagine the profound peace that comes from letting go of that weight? Picture a life where you no longer replay old sacrifices, wondering why they were overlooked or unacknowledged. Instead, you embrace the present with a heart that is light, knowing that you don't need someone else's recognition to feel complete. This doesn't mean you stop giving or loving. It means you give from a place of abundance, not need. You give freely, from the depth of your being, knowing that the love you share with the world is enough, regardless of whether it's met with immediate gratitude. At this stage in your life, your energy is a precious gift. Why waste it waiting for a gratitude that may never come? Instead, channel your energy into what truly matters. Focus on living fully, loving deeply, and finding joy in the quiet satisfaction that you've done your best. That, in itself, is more than enough. It is everything. 5. Don't use your age as an excuse not to change. The world, in its subtle yet persistent way, whispers that age brings with it inevitable limitations, that there comes a time when growth and change are no longer possible, a time when your journey has run its course. It tells you, with an almost cruel certainty, this is who you are, and this is where your story fades away. But I urge you to silence that voice, for it is a lie. As long as your heart beats and your lungs draw breath, your story is far from over. Every new sunrise offers the promise of a new chapter, brimming with the boundless potential for transformation. It's so easy to fall into the trap of using age as a shield, a convenient excuse to say, I'm too old for this, when new opportunities, challenges, or dreams beckon. How many times have you found yourself thinking that learning something new, taking up a new hobby, or breaking free from an old, suffocating habit is something only for the young? Perhaps you've told yourself that change is a privilege reserved for those with less time behind them. But if you listen closely, amidst the noise of doubt, there's another voice, the quiet yet powerful whisper of your soul, that asks, what if it's not too late? What if there's still so much more to discover? That voice is the one you need to listen to because deep down, you know the truth. Age is not an obstacle to change. It's the very foundation from which growth can spring. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. Think of all the wisdom, resilience, and untapped potential you carry within you. With every passing year, you've faced challenges that tried to break you, But each time, you've risen, stronger and wiser than before. You've developed an unparalleled patience, a deep well of empathy, and a profound understanding of the fleeting nature of time. These are not signs of fragility or weakness. They are the tools that will empower you to evolve in ways younger individuals can only dream of. You have a life full of rich, lived experiences that shape your view of the world, and these experiences grant you the ability to adapt and to see opportunities where others might see obstacles. Imagine the joy that will fill your heart as you embrace something new. Learning a skill that has always intrigued you, exploring a place you've longed to visit, or seeing the world through a fresh, enlightened perspective. Picture the pride that will swell in your chest as you break free from the habits that have held you captive for so long, or the excitement of uncovering a hidden part of yourself that has been waiting to emerge. None of this is beyond your reach. The only barrier standing between you and the life you still have the power to create is the false belief that it's too late. Change isn't about erasing your past. It's about honoring it and building upon it. It's about taking the triumphs and struggles of your life and using them as a springboard for something greater. Yes, there may be discomfort. Yes, the path may feel uncertain and the risks daunting. But growth has always demanded courage, and you possess more than enough courage to walk forward into the unknown. So release the illusion that age is a limit. Let it become the fire that fuels your determination to live fully, to embrace what lies ahead, and to continue evolving into the extraordinary person you are meant to be. Because as long as there is breath in your lungs, your story is not over, it's just getting started. 6. Don't cling to the past. Memories have a powerful way of holding us, wrapping us in their soft embrace. They are like old friends, their warmth and comfort pulling us back to times when life seemed simpler, lighter, and filled with the magic of possibility. There's a certain sweetness in looking back, remembering moments when the world felt full of wonder, when our hearts beat with the thrill of youth and the excitement of unknown horizons. As the years go by, it's only natural to revisit these memories, to hold them close like precious treasures, as if they could somehow bring back the lightness of those days. But here lies the danger, the temptation to turn those memories into a sanctuary, a place of retreat where we seek solace from the present. How often have you caught yourself thinking, back in my day, life was so much better, or if only I could relive those days, everything would be different. It's so easy to become tangled in nostalgia. While it can feel like a balm to the soul, this longing for the past can also ensnare us, convincing us that the best days of our lives are behind us and that the joy we once knew is no longer within reach. But this couldn't be further from the truth. The past is a chapter in the book of your life, but it is not the whole story. Life, with all its twists and turns, is still unfolding right in front of you, and it's calling for you to step forward, to live the next part with open arms. The past is undeniably a part of you. It shaped you, taught you, and helped you grow, but it does not need to define your future. If you find yourself clinging too tightly to what was, you risk missing the incredible beauty of what is. The present may not resemble the past in the same way. It may not have the same faces, the same places, or that same youthful magic. But if you allow yourself to look, really look, it has its unique wonder to offer. Picture waking up each morning with an eager heart, filled with curiosity, asking, what new joy might today bring? Imagine finding peace and delight in the small, quiet moments. The sound of birds greeting the dawn outside your window, the warmth of a heartfelt conversation with a friend or loved one, or the simple yet profound feeling of the sun on your skin. These are the moments that make life meaningful and rich, and they are waiting for you in the here and now. Let your memories be a soft, gentle reminder of where you've been, but don't let them hold you hostage. Release the belief that your best days are behind you. Embrace the truth that life, in all its glory and complexity, is still happening. There is so much ahead of you, so many experiences waiting to be lived, and so much love still to be shared. The past was beautiful, but it is only the beginning of your journey. Life is still calling you. Are you ready to answer? 7. Practice moderation in all pleasures. Life is a tapestry woven with countless pleasures, both fleeting and profound. Each day offers us moments of pure joy, from the comforting warmth of a favorite meal that wraps you in its embrace, to the quiet solace of a familiar routine that grounds you amidst the chaos. These small joys, these pleasures, breathe life into our existence, adding color and texture to the mundane. But what happens when these pleasures, once sweet and fulfilling, slowly transform into habits, perhaps even compulsions? When pleasure no longer brings joy, but instead feels like a hollow echo of its former self, it begins to drain, rather than nourish. Have you ever felt this creeping sense of emptiness, as if you're constantly reaching for something, yet never fully satisfied? The familiar comforts you turn to, whether it's food, television, or physical indulgences, may have once been a source of warmth, but now, they might only be filling the void of something deeper, something you're too afraid to face. It's easy to slip into the trap of using pleasure as a balm, numbing the pain of loneliness, boredom, or the discomfort of unresolved emotions. At first, these habits seem harmless, a way to pass the time, to quiet the mind. But when relied upon too often, they become crutches, leaning on the temporary relief they offer, and robbing us of the true richness of life. The truth is, that pleasure, when practiced with moderation, holds the key to a fuller, more meaningful existence. Moderation allows us to revel in life's pleasures without becoming enslaved by them. It frees us from the cycle of mindless indulgence, offering the clarity to see that true joy lies not in fleeting moments, but in those deeper, more lasting experiences that nourish us at a soul-deep level. Imagine the deep, soul-stirring satisfaction of a day spent not in pursuit of empty indulgence, but in exploring new passions, creating meaningful connections, or simply savoring the quiet peace that comes with being present in the moment. These experiences don't just occupy your time. They fill you with a profound sense of contentment, reminding you of the beauty, depth, and incredible richness that life has to offer. They nourish the mind, body, and spirit, reminding you that the truest pleasures often come from the simplest things: a walk through nature's embrace, a conversation with a loved one that leaves your heart full, or the peaceful stillness of knowing you are living with intention, with purpose. This isn't a call for denial or restriction. It's an invitation to choose wisely, to prioritize the things that truly matter. It's about honoring the preciousness of your time, your energy, and your attention by directing them toward the pursuits that align with your deepest values. By practicing moderation, you open yourself up to experiencing life more deeply, savoring each moment with a fullness that no fleeting indulgence can provide. Let go of habits that no longer serve you, and embrace the joys that offer true nourishment, those that feed your spirit, your heart, and your mind. Remember, the most enduring pleasures often come from the simplest things, and it's in these moments that you'll find the richness of life, waiting patiently for you to embrace it fully. 8. Embrace gratitude and find joy in simplicity. Gratitude is one of the most quietly powerful forces in the universe. A profound shift in perspective that can radically transform your experience of the world around you. In a world that often moves at breakneck speed, it's so easy to become caught up in the hustle and bustle, to overlook the precious gifts that surround us every day. Yet, as you journey over time, gratitude becomes not just important, it becomes essential. It is like a silent beacon, guiding you through the murky fog of life's uncertainties and challenges. It calls you back to peace, whispering that even in the most difficult moments, there is always something to be thankful for. Picture this: beginning each day with a deliberate, mindful pause to acknowledge the simplest joys that give life its meaning. The tender warmth of the sun as it kisses your face in the morning, the melodious song of birds greeting the dawn outside your window, or the soothing rhythm of a well-loved routine that wraps you in comfort and familiarity. These moments may seem small, perhaps even trivial at first glance, yet they hold an extraordinary depth of beauty, one that often goes unnoticed in the chaos of everyday life. Gratitude, however, is the key that unlocks this hidden treasure. It sharpens your focus, allowing you to witness the richness of life that is woven into even the most ordinary of experiences. This isn't about turning a blind eye to life's inevitable hardships. Aging often brings with it loss, physical decline, or the sense of being adrift in a world that moves faster than you can keep up. These are very real, undeniable challenges. But gratitude doesn't pretend these struggles don't exist. Instead, it gently coexists with them, offering a different lens through which to view your world. It doesn't erase the shadows, but it illuminates them, casting light on the beauty that can be found even in the darkest corners of life. When you embrace gratitude, you learn to shift your gaze from what you've lost to what you still have, from what is missing to what remains. It encourages you to find peace not in perfection, but in the quiet embrace of what is already here. Finding joy in simplicity doesn't mean you are settling for less. It means you are recognizing and savoring the fullness of what is already within your reach. Take a moment to truly appreciate the depth of these everyday experiences. The satisfaction of a heartfelt conversation with an old friend, the immense pride that swells within you when you create something with your own hands, or the serenity you feel as you watch the seasons change, each one bringing its quiet wonder. These aren't distractions or mere diversions from life's struggles. These are the purest essence of life itself, distilled down to its most meaningful moments. In these simple pleasures, you find richness beyond measure, richer than any material possession or fleeting success could ever offer. Moreover, gratitude has the power to deepen and transform your relationships. When you express sincere thanks, when you acknowledge the value of those around you, you strengthen the bonds that tie you together. A simple, heartfelt thank you can unlock moments of profound connection. Moments that resonate in your heart long after they have passed, creating a ripple effect of kindness and understanding. It fosters an environment where appreciation flows freely, allowing love and respect to blossom in ways that nourish the soul. This stage of life, this beautiful chapter, is an invitation to slow down, to savor, and to reflect on what truly matters. By embracing gratitude, you cultivate an abundance that no amount of material wealth could ever rival. You come to realize that every day, every fleeting moment, is a precious gift to be cherished, not taken for granted. And in doing so, you invite a life that is rich in peace, purpose, and the kind of quiet joy that fills you up from the inside out. A life that, when looked at through the lens of gratitude, becomes not just enough, but truly magnificent. 9. Invest in relationships that matter. As you journey through the tapestry of your life, one thing becomes abundantly clear. It is the relationships you cultivate that will resonate most deeply within your soul. It is these human connections, the ones that have weathered storms with you, cheered for your victories, held you through your defeats, and simply stood by your side during the ordinary, quiet moments, that are the very threads that imbue your existence with meaning. These bonds are not just passing encounters, but the true foundations upon which your life story is built. However, as the years roll by, it's important to recognize that not all relationships are created equal. The weight and worth of the connections you have will inevitably shift, and with time, it becomes more imperative than ever to focus on those that genuinely matter. Time is a precious commodity, and so is the energy you pour into others. Therefore, it's not just prudent to invest in relationships that uplift your spirit, but essential. Your time here is limited, and it should be spent nurturing bonds that bring you joy, understanding, and true comfort. Not simply because you feel obligated, but because you yearn for deep, authentic connections with those who genuinely cherish and value you. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Think about the people who light up your world. Reflect on those who fill your days with warmth, laughter, and love. The ones who understand the essence of who you are, often without needing a single word from you. It could be a friend who, without hesitation, knows exactly what to say or do to bring you comfort when life becomes overwhelming. Or perhaps it's a family member who continues to show up with unwavering kindness, respect, and devotion. These are the relationships that deserve your undivided time, attention, and energy. Those that make you feel seen, heard, understood, and most importantly, loved. But even as we focus on these beautiful, life-enriching connections, it is equally vital to acknowledge when it's time to let go. There may be certain relationships that no longer serve your higher purpose. They may have faded into the background, not because of any malice, but because life's currents have carried you in different directions. Some may feel draining, leaving you emotionally exhausted, while others may simply no longer align with who you've become. Releasing these relationships is not an act of malice or cruelty, it is an act of profound self-care. By choosing to free yourself from these connections, you are creating space for relationships that will bring more positivity, love, and growth into your life. This phase of life, however, also presents an opportunity to forge new, meaningful bonds. Loneliness can feel like an oppressive weight, but reaching out, whether through community activities, engaging in shared hobbies, or volunteering, can create openings for friendships that will fill your life with new joys, perspectives, and experiences. It is never too late to meet kindred spirits who share your values, who resonate with your deepest needs, and who will enrich your journey in ways you might never have imagined. Above all, remember this: the quality of your relationships will always outweigh their quantity. A few deep, soulful connections can nourish your spirit in ways that hundreds of fleeting acquaintances never could. The true treasures of life are the people who celebrate you, who are genuinely happy for your successes, who stand beside you in your struggles, and who make every moment feel fuller, more meaningful, and more beautiful simply by being part of your life. Prioritize those relationships, those who truly care for you, who make you feel loved and important, and who reflect your values to you. Investing in the relationships that matter is not just an act of kindness toward others. It is a profound act of self-love and respect. By doing so, you honor your own time, your journey, and your own need for love and connection. In nurturing these authentic, heartfelt bonds, you create a life that is filled with warmth, understanding, and profound joy. A life surrounded by the kind of people who truly make it all worthwhile. Thank you for joining me in reflecting on the profound importance of investing in relationships that truly matter. So, what have you learned so far? Has anything resonated with you about the way we nurture and prioritize our connections? I'd love to hear from you. Please take a moment to comment below with one thing you've learned today and how you plan to bring it into practice in your own life. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insightful content. Let's continue this journey of growth and meaningful connection together.